In 2002, Ronaldo was one of the hottest properties in Europe. The young winger had already caught everyone's attention by racking up 11 goals and assists at the age of 17. Naturally, a lot of big clubs were interested in signing him. Arsenal in particular were absolutely desperate to get him on board. Ronaldo even had 3 separate personal meetings with Arsene Wenger at the Arsenal stadium. Wenger clearly saw the potential in the young star, and Ronaldo later confirmed in an interview that he was inches away from signing with the club.
There was a very good chance that you were going to join Arsenal. Is it true that you nearly joined Arsenal, not Manchester United?
It's true, of course. I was with Arsenal.
How close were you?
Very close.
Like, break my heart.
One step. Incredible.
Seriously?
Seriously.
So, what happened? Why didn't we see Ronaldo bamboozling defenders in an Arsenal shirt? Well, as much as Arsenal wanted him, they just didn't have the financial muscle to pull it off. They were trying to bargain with what little funds they had, but their offer wasn't great. Meanwhile, Sir Alex Ferguson of Manchester United saw his chance and swooped in with a €12 million offer. Before anyone knew it, Ronaldo was on a plane to Manchester, ready to light up Old Trafford. And the rest? Pure history. Ronaldo became a superstar at United, winning 3 Premier League titles, a Champions League, and even his first Ballon d'Or. Arsenal fans, though, they were left wondering what could have been if the club had the financial means to pull it off. Manchester United were obviously on the winning side of this deal, but a deal they did end up missing out on was Toni Kroos, who was our next story. At the time, Kroos was making a name for himself at Bayern Munich, but behind the scenes, things weren't exactly the best. There were issues with his contract negotiations, and Kroos thought he wasn't being paid enough. As a result, Kroos was open to a move. That's when Manchester United stepped in. Initially, everything seemed to be going well. Kroos was interested, the club wanted him, and David Moyes wanted him as well. Moyes even flew out to Munich to meet with Kroos personally, clearly putting in the effort to get this deal done. In fact, an agreement was pretty much in place, but just when it looked like United had gotten Kroos, the entire thing fell apart. Why? David Moyes got sacked. When Louis van Gaal came in as United's new manager, things took a turn for the worst. See, Kroos and Van Gaal already had some history from their time at Bayern Munich, and let's just say their relationship was quite sour. Once Van Gaal was in charge, negotiations for Kroos hit a dead end. As you can imagine, Kroos must have been pretty frustrated, but hey, it all worked out in the end for him as Real Madrid came calling, and for €25 million, Kroos was on his way to the Bernabeu. Looking back, it was probably one of the best decisions he ever made. He went on to become one of Madrid's most important players. Meanwhile, Manchester United have continued to sink further down the Premier League table each season, and at one point this year, were 14th. Alright, let's keep the transfer drama going here. This time, we're talking about Liverpool's captain, Virgil van Dijk, who had been one of Liverpool's best players, winning a Champions League and Premier League. But at one point, it looked like that none of this was going to happen. At one point, he looked to be going towards the blue side of Manchester. In 2017, Virgil van Dijk was one of the Premier League's standout defenders while playing for Southampton. His towering presence, defensive ability, and composure on the ball made him a great player for his team, and very lucrative as well. Naturally, it wasn't long before interest began pouring in from some of England's top sides. Manchester City had been keeping tabs on Van Dijk for a while. Pep Guardiola's side had been monitoring him for at least a year or two, seeing him as the perfect fit for their defensive needs. They eventually decided to make their move, putting in a bid of €60 million. But cities weren't the only ones circling. Liverpool also had their eyes on Van Dijk. Soon, they got into a bidding war. The Reds matched City's €60 million bid. But that's when Southampton decided to raise their asking price. Instead of $60 million, they demanded a hefty $75 million. Man City thought that this was a deal breaker and walked out. Liverpool, however, saw things differently. They recognized Van Dijk's talent, and despite the sky-high price tag, Liverpool pushed forward and finalized the deal, signing Van Dijk for €75 million. The transfer was record-breaking for a defender at the time, but as history would show, it was worth every penny. Van Dijk went on to become a cornerstone of Liverpool's success, leading the team to Champions League and Premier League glory in the years that followed. But sticking with the theme of Scousers is up next Steven Gerrard. Back in 2005, Stevie G had led his side to a historic Champions League in Istanbul. But on the sidelines, things were getting tense. Gerrard had submitted a transfer request. Liverpool fans all across the world were angry, sad, disappointed. Some even burned shirts with Gerrard's name on them. But why had he done this? He had just won the Champions League and had been in the club since he was 8. Well, Liverpool hadn't renewed his contract yet, and he was starting to get frustrated, so he started looking for new clubs. Mourinho's Chelsea came in with a bid of 32 million euros, and Gerrard was tempted with this offer as they had become Premier League champions that season. But soon, he had a change of heart. He withdrew his request, and Chelsea's bid was rejected. Soon, Gerrard re-signed with the club, though I do wonder if he came to regret it, as he never won the Premier League. Meanwhile, Chelsea won another Champions League and a few more Premier Leagues. But now, on to our final transfer offer, which was David De Gea to Real Madrid. David De Gea had just come off the back of an incredible season with Manchester United. He ended up making it into the PFA Team of the Year and was declared United's best player. And so, in the summer, he was looking to make his move. Real Madrid were reportedly interested in him. They put in a bid of 29 million euros. Their bid was accepted by United, and after a little bit of negotiation, David De Gea and Madrid had come to an agreement. But the transfer window closed, and David De Gea was not in a Madrid shirt. The media and the fans were rightfully confused about what happened. Well, believe it or not, a fax machine ended up costing David De Gea his dream move to Los Blancos. By the time United filled out the paperwork to confirm the transfer, it was too late. David De Gea missed out on the chance of multiple Champions League, La Liga titles, and a decent chunk of change in his contract. Real Madrid probably weren't as worried though, as Courtois, who signed in 2018, has been clinical in net. But recently, they haven't been as good with their new signing Mbappe struggling to perform. And if you'd like to learn more about that, check out this video right here.